Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Homewrecker Podcast. I am the Golden Greek Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique.
That's me!
Hello.
Hi.
And as you can hear by the music that we just played, well, if you're watching this, you couldn't hear it, but that is the theme song to The Office, which is a show we always talk about on the Homewrecker Podcast, one of our favorite TV shows. We still watch it all the time, and we've talked about this before, how we got to do a show about The Office or whatever. So rather than do a show just about the show The Office, we're going to focus on a two-part episode from The Office. And now, if you're somebody listening that has never watched this show, I don't know what to tell you, other than watch this show.
Yeah, because you're not going to understand this episode,
and
it's going to be spoilers galore.
Yeah, and you're not going to know what the hell we're talking about. So if you've never watched The Office, I mean, feel free to listen.
Now's a great time to start.
But, yeah, definitely, you gotta watch the show. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's funny.
It is.
It's The Office. There's nothing better than The Office.
I will admit, I never watched The Office until we started seeing each other.
And aren't you glad you started?
I am, because it's hilarious. But it was just something that, when it was on, I just didn't watch.
It was a pretty popular show when it first started. I mean, it grew in popularity, I should say. And I think that it's either maintained or actually grown in popularity since it's been off the air, just by people discovering it on Netflix and other streaming services. I know they replay it on Comedy Central all the time. I'm sure there's other reruns showing up on other stations as well in syndication. But it's just a hilarious show. And it's so well written, and all the characters and just everything about the show is fantastic. We decided that we're going to talk about a two-part episode that takes place in Season 6.
Yes, episodes 4 and 5.
And this is Niagara, parts 1 and 2, and this is when Jim and Pam finally get married. Now, again, if you're not familiar with the show, definitely start watching it, but just briefly, if you're still with us and you don't know what the hell's going on, Jim and Pam are two of the main characters in the show, and building up to their wedding, I think, what did it take? 3 seasons for them to finally get together, teasing the tension in the relationship. Like, Jim kisses her at the end of season 2, and then he leaves at the beginning of season 3. He's no longer there, and then he ends up coming back, but now he's getting another girlfriend, and it's just it's just a whole big story arc. But they finally get together, and then now in season 6, they're finally going to get married.
Finally,
the build is over, and here's the payoff.
Yeah.
So, what did you think, first off, before we kind of get into a breakdown and give a synopsis of the episode? Did you enjoy this episode?
I did.
All right. Well, the two-parter. What did you like better, part 1 or part 2?
Oh, that...
You weren't expecting that question.
Oh, I don't know, because I just kind of put it as one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a two-part episode.
It
really,
is.
You kind of have to...
all together.
Yeah, it kind of all goes
Don't make me choose.
All right. Sorry, just kind of popped in my head. I figured I'd ask.
It's okay. Why? Do you have a preference? Did you enjoy it?
No. No, they're both great. And I think this is one of the higher-rated episodes. If you look at IMDb, it's got like a 9.4 rating or something like that for both parts. So.
Yeah, because they're getting married and everyone's been waiting
for
that.
It's the big payoff. So they decided that they're going to have now the show takes place in Scranton, Pennsylvania. They decide that they're going to have their wedding in Niagara Falls because they wanted it to be far away so people from their work wouldn't go. But, of course, in typical Office fashion, their boss, Michael Scott, decides that he'll give everybody, Friday and Monday off if they go to the wedding.
So, of course, Pam's like, so either you come to the wedding, get Friday and Monday off, or you go to work.
So, of course, everybody in the office is going to go to the wedding.
And, of course, they ask, well, if we got a present for you and Roy's wedding, do we still have to get a present for this one?
And that's Roy is the
Pam's
other fiance from
her ex.
Again, if you watch the show, you know.
Yeah.
so the hilarity ensues, of course. And so they end up in Niagara Falls, and they go to the hotel where everybody, of course, has gotten a room, and they're all part of the group of rooms.
The block of rooms.
The block of rooms, yeah. And, except for Michael, the boss, did not make a reservation, of course. Why would he?
I just think he had a reservation for the
Olympics.
room for the Olympics.
yeah, this is a different episode.
Episode. It's like, he got a room for that.
Gotta love it. So he immediately is now stuck and can't find a room. So Dwight is standing next to him. Dwight has his room, and Michael's like, "Oh, can I room with you?" And of course, Dwight's like, "Gee, I don't know. Oh, well, let me see. Oh, look,
Well, no, because he said, if I hook up with a woman, I want to have a room.
Right, that's right.
And so Michael Scott's like, well, I would share, if I had a room, I'd share it with you. So Dwight goes, oh, no. They gave me this, you did have a room, and they gave me the key to your room. And so he's like, can I stay with you? And Michael Scott's like, well, I would, but I can't.
Yeah.
And of course,
Dwight's like, that was a test. Takes the key back. That was a test. See, yeah, you're not staying with me. Get your own room. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the first part of this, that he doesn't get a room. That's one plot point.
So they're at, of course, before I get to the next thing, Toby offers to share his room, and of course, Michael's like, oh no.
The dynamic between Michael Scott and Toby is one of my favorite things about the show. They treat him so bad for no good reason.
They're still so awful to him.
Every time, because we've watched this show now, I don't know how many times, but every time we watch it again, like when we start back at season 1, episode 1, I'm always like, all right, I have to pay really close attention to see, there's got to be this breaking point. There's got to be this defining moment where Michael Scott just hates Toby for this thing. There's never any reason. It's just right off the bat, he hates this guy as a jerk to him it's never explained. He just hates his guts.
But the funny thing is,
for nothing.
We're like, oh,
poor
Toby. The guy, he's nice, but he's also, if you stop, he's kind of weird and annoying.
He's a weird, annoying guy, but he's like, that doesn't deserve the treatment they give him, but that's what makes it funny, of course. But every time I watch it, I'm like, all right, this is the part. I'm going to figure it out this time why they hate him. So, no, it's never explained.
Not going to happen.
Other than he's an HR rep, but that doesn't really, anyway.
Yeah, so moving on. So the hotel is also where they're having the dinner the evening before. So it's family, everyone who's come up for the wedding, relatives, wedding party, the office.
That's something that I forgot to mention. That the employees all had a meeting in the conference room at the office before going on the road to get to Niagara Falls. And they said that it's very important that nobody mentions to Mima that Pam is pregnant.
Pam's grandmother.
Because she's very old-fashioned, and it would upset her if she were to find out that Pam was pregnant before she was married. So that was the other big thing, nobody... Because Michael's like, don't anybody embarrass me. And of course Jim and Pam are like, actually, don't anybody tell our Mima or grandma that Pam's pregnant. So that was another thing which will play into now the dinner.
So we're at the dinner, and what was it? Andy gets stuck, at, what did he call it, the uncool table or the boring table?
The uncool boring table.
Yeah, and then he wanted to sit with Erin, but who switched with, so he could sit with Andy?
I can't remember now.
Someone switched with him, and so he was mad. He's like, yeah, I switched with Erin. So poor Andy, because he likes Erin. And they're at the dinner. Of course, Michael wants to have his toast, because he always wants to.
He wants to give a toast. He wants to always be the.
Because he doesn't have that loving family, and everyone from the office is his family.
Sure.
And that's his justification.
But he has no purpose. He's just the boss of these people. He's a coworker.
But to him,
has no
he's the
reason
dad.
To be giving any kind of a toast of any kind.
Well, he even says, when it talks about the gifts, why would I give them money? I pay them every week. It's his own money.
Right, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but so they end up, Jim does the toast, and...
Well, Michael gets up to give the toast, and then Jim kind of cuts in to shut him up, basically. Because doesn't he start doing a Chris Rock routine or something? Some kind of a stand-up routine, and Jim has to stop him.
And because Michael's trying to get the ladies. He's trying to show everyone how impressive he is.
How funny he is. Yes. His humor.
And then Jim, okay, raise your glasses. Well, everyone except Pam, of course.
Well, he gives us great toast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, great toast.
Remember when I asked you how to teach me to drive stick? She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I already knew.
Yeah, I've been driving sticks since I was 16.
It's so sweet.
Like yeah. So he gives a really nice, sweet speech.
And Pam does the memory, take a photograph of the memory.
Yeah. And then he says, okay, everybody raise your glasses, except for Pam, for obvious reasons. And Meemaw goes, why can't she drink? Or what reason? Or whatever she said.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she can't. And of course he starts
she's an alcoholic. No, she's not.
Yeah, he starts stumbling over his words and realizes, oh crap, I messed up. And it comes up that she's pregnant. And now everybody knows except for Meemaw.
But I wonder though, why didn't he just say, oh, because she didn't want to or something, because I'm toasting to her so she doesn't drink to it or something. Like, I think he could have thought of something better.
But then it wouldn't have been as funny.
True.
There wouldn't have been any drama interjected into the episode.
This is true.
So it's obviously done for a reason.
I know.
Okay.
So Meemaw found out about the pregnancy.
Yes.
And she wants to go home, so Michael has to go and talk to her, straighten things out. And, he tells it like it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very blunt, and tells her that she needs to get with the times.
And she does.
Yeah, she stays, so it works. So good for you, Michael.
Yeah, Michael, thumbs up. Nice job.
You did it. Yeah.
So then we go to, after that whole debacle takes place, and that's right, Kevin has decided that he's going to wear a wig now.
A toupee.
Yes. Because he's bald.
Because he wanted to look good.
Yeah, he wanted to look good for the ladies, so he got a toupee. And that comes into play later a little bit. We go to the bar, right? The hotel bar. And there's whose room was the party in? Did we ever...
I don't know whose room
was it Andy's room?
Well, because you had Dwight and Michael out roaming for chicks.
At the bar.
Yeah. And then in somebody's room, there was a party going on. So Andy was there.
Andy, Kelly, Aaron.
Yeah.
Everybody else was there.
Yeah.
Right? Creed, Meredith, Kevin.
Yeah.
They were all there.
Everyone else was there, I think, yeah.
Okay. But Jim is in the hotel bar with Dwight and Michael. Pam is staying in her room.
Well, Pam goes to leave to meet up with Jim.
That's right. Pam goes to leave.
Angela comes by.
And then Angela comes by and basically guilts her into staying in her room.
She doesn't guilt her. She just kind of puts her in the position of like, where are you going? Oh, I just want to get some fresh air. Fine, I'll go with you. Because Angela knows where she's trying to go.
Yeah.
And she's just trying to be a cock blocker.
Pretty much. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
They've already done the deed. She's pregnant. She can't get any more pregnant, so.
Right. So, yeah. So she blocks her. So Pam just goes back to her room and stays there. So they're in the hotel bar now. And it's Michael, and he's talking to, from what appears to be an attractive blonde.
Pretty blonde.
And it seems like he's making...
He's doing well,
He's doing well. He's going to probably end up with this girl. And Dwight walks... And Dwight's got this ridiculous, like...
Because he's wearing the wolf shirt.
It's a wolf shirt,
howling at the moon.
Yeah, he's got the...
Makes women, bring out their animal instincts.
Right. So he comes over and he's like... Sorry to interrupt, Michael. I found twins. And of course Michael's like...
Twins!
I'm sorry, I have to go.
Twins.
Yeah, twins. You understand. And this woman's looking at him like...
What?
Huh? Like this, like I said, really attractive blonde is just like...
And like, what is, like, they come up and it's two dudes. And what does Dwight say? Is it something like, aren't they magnificent?
Aren't they magnificent? And Michael looks at him like, idiot.
In Dwight fashion, idiot.
Idiot.
So good.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. So the party goes on.
So now we go back, and this is where the episode comes to its cliffhanger end for part one.
They're dancing, and of course Andy wants to show off.
There's a dance-off.
And he goes to do a...
Andy and who?
Was it Kelly?
I think it was Kelly.
It's always Andy and Kelly. I feel like in Dance Off.
Yeah.
And Andy, what does he say? Like, oh, I hope you... Something about ice cream because I got a banana split. And he goes into a split, and then he screams in pain because he tore his scrotum. And I just remember...
He tore his balls.
I'm just thinking to when they're in the church, and Aaron's like, here, because you hurt your penis.
You're jumping ahead.
I know.
You're jumping ahead. Stop jumping ahead.
It made me think of that. So he tears his scrotum. And I just remember thinking, because he said he fell on his keys, and I'm like, your pants were kind of tight. Like, where were these keys, and how did they get, like, under your scrotum to tear it?
Yeah, I don't know how I can't figure out the mechanics of it, how that would have worked. It reminds me of, like, the zipper, the scene in There's Something About Mary at the beginning with the zipper and I don't know how that happens.
Well, okay. I'm going to cut back to a high school memory.
Sure.
I was in a play, and it was about this kid whose parents go away, a teenager, and he decides to throw a party, and people from the insane asylum down the street come by and join the party. And my character was this very large woman. So I was not very large, and I had to kind of... I try to use like big motions to make myself appear bigger.
Okay.
And there's one part where I jump off the stairs, and I land on the kid who's throwing the party.
All right.
Because I'm crazy. And we're practicing the rehearsal, and we have this stairway, a little wooden stairway, and I jump off onto him, and I kind of grab his shoulders and pull him down. So I do what I was supposed to do, and I jump on him, and then when he went down, he goes, oh! I'm like, what's wrong? Did I hurt you? He goes, I landed on my keys. And it was hilarious, but he had like really baggy pants, so I could see how if the keys were in his pocket and it moved. He was fine, by the way.
When you say that, did he land on his keys with his balls? Oh, okay. Left that part out. And I'm like,
I didn't think I had to say it.
Okay.
But yeah, so he landed on his keys. But
ow.
It wasn't my fault.
Jeez.
It was the way he landed. He took a bad
Ow. Gosh.
But the show must go on. And it did. And he was fine.
So this happened during the actual...
This was rehearsal. Like,
rehearsal.
Because we were practicing for the play.
Okay.
It might have been a dress rehearsal. Can't remember.
Was he wearing baggy pants as part of his character?
No, he was just in his jeans, but they're like... This was in like the late 90s.
Okay.
So he had baggy or tight jeans.
All right.
He was a bit of a husky kid, so he wouldn't be wearing tight pants anyway.
All right then.
But anyway, he landed on his keys. But Andy's pants were kind of tight, and I was just curious how...
You're asking me to I don't know. I can't do a split. I wouldn't attempt one, and I don't know how.
I used to be able to.
Well, good for you. I don't know how the keys ended up in that area and did that damage. But I'll tell you what, it made for funny
did.
Show content.
It really did. Yeah, and then who's the only sober person?
The only sober person
one.
is the pregnant bride-to-be.
Yes.
So they have to go knocking on her door to get her to take him to the hospital.
Because she's the only sober one.
And that's how part one ends.
I'd be pissed. I would be so pissed if I was Pam.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
It's the night before my wedding, and I'd be like, no, go call an ambulance or something. But of course, they're nice, and I probably would do the same thing because I'm nice too.
Yes.
But then Andy, on the way to the hospital, he gets kind of jerky.
I guess so. Yeah, a little bit.
He's like, do you even know where you're going? And she's like, well, since I've never been here before.
I like you, have never been here before.
Yeah. Like, and he's just like, what does he say? Like, every bump or something, or every time you hit the brakes?
Every time you hit the brakes or a bump, or it hurts or something like that.
Yeah, he's complaining because, like, with her driving. So, of course, she, like, makes it worse.
Well, yeah, but only because he said, well...
I was doing your job.
I only got hurt because I was doing your job, making sure everybody was happy and entertained at your
I would have kicked his ass out of the car.
Yeah, so...
I just remember thinking, like, I would have kicked his ass out of the car, and he could walk his broken scrotum to the hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
It made for good TV, though.
It was entertaining.
We can't pick apart the logic of this too much.
I'm saying. I would have kicked him out of the car.
All right.
So we come down to the...
But before that...
she called Jim.
She called Jim to see where Jim is. And she says, "Are you drunk?" Because she's asking a bunch of questions, telling him what's going on. And he's like, what did he say? Like, what?
What?
And she's like...
Have you been drinking? What?
What? And then she's like, Andy tore his scrotum. What?
What?
He just kept saying what. And she's like, stop saying what. Are you drunk? No. Well... Maybe a little, or whatever. The whole exchange was pretty funny.
And then you hear, like, Michael in the background.
Michael and Dwight are in the background. And then she's like, are you with Michael and Dwight? And then finally, like, he's like, all right, well, okay, I'll talk to you later. And she's like, are you trying to kick me out of the phone? No, let's talk for a really long time. And then, they hang up. I love that exchange. That was so funny.
It was funny because I watched it and I'm like, I could see you doing that to me.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think that's why I thought it was so funny, because like, no, that's something I would do. Totally do that.
I totally
let's talk for a really long time.
And you're not saying it to be like a jerk. You're just like, okay, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want. Let's talk for a really long time. Go ahead. Whatever. It's fine.
So now the day of the wedding comes,
yes.
And Andy's all excited because he slept in the same room as the bride. She's like, Andy, I had a really weird dream that you were crying all night. And he's like, yeah, no, I was crying.
He's like, no, I was crying all night. Yeah, it was good stuff. It was funny.
Now, poor Kevin.
Yeah, so Kevin, the morning of the wedding, goes to the front desk and says, excuse me, I left a pair of shoes outside of my room to be cleaned and polished, and now they're not there. And then...
just one moment, let me get the manager. And the manager turns around and informs Kevin that the shoes gave such a strong odor that they had to be destroyed. So they burned his shoes.
Our shoe shine became ill.
Yes.
Yeah, so they burned his shoes. Now...
Why would they just not take it?
This is the part where obviously it's a show, it was done for comedic value and everything, but I was like, if that happened to me in real life, now granted, my shoes don't smell that bad. I don't think they smell at all, because I'd like to be clean and everything, but some people do have a problem with foot odor. Mm-hmm. It happens, even clean people.
Yeah.
It's a reality. Apparently, Kevin's shoes were so bad that it overcame the shoe shine boy and made him sick, so this manager made the call to just throw them away and have them incinerated. Obviously, in real life, I don't think that would happen. I don't think.
Now, I've never been or stayed at a place in Niagara Falls, so I don't know how they do things there.
I don't know how they do things there either. You're right. Maybe that would be something that was done if it was a health concern, but I would think that if it was somebody's shoes, you would maybe notify them of this. Yeah. Your shoes are really stinky, we can't shine, we can't clean them. Come get them. We put them back outside your door.
We bag them and put them at your door or something.
Or if they're not, if they would, smell that bad, maybe they didn't want to leave them outside the door because other people would smell them. I don't know. I don't know what the reason would be. That's why you put it in a bag. I guess, but of course, for comedic purposes, we're led to believe that it was that bad that they had to throw them out and burn them.
Poor Kevin.
I was like, and that was his only pair of shoes, so it's like...
But then we got the tissue boxes!
But then he decides that he's going to go to the wedding wearing tissue boxes for shoes.
See, I would have been just, fuck it, I'm going barefoot.
Which is quite the visual, I gotta say.
It's clever!
Quite the visual. Clever, you say. Yeah. I say it's quite the visual.
Yes, it is both.
I don't know about clever, but it was definitely funny. It's definitely funny. Obviously not something anybody would do in real life. I don't think. But yeah, that whole thing bothered me, because I'm like, wow, they threw out the fucking guy's shoes. That's bullshit. That's messed up. I'd be ripped shit. And of course, they don't give him, they don't offer anything.
They offer him like a free breakfast.
I can offer you a free breakfast. And he's like, okay, fine. Which is like, buy me another fucking pair of shoes, asshole.
Go to the fucking store and get me some new shoes, woman.
Right, something. I'd have been mad. But anyway. But that's why it's a comedy show, and it's fiction, and just for entertainment purposes. But yeah, that part always bothers me when I see it. I'm like, man, I'd be so pissed if it was me. But anyway.
So poor Kevin and his shoes.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Moving on from there.
Moving on. People are filling in the church.
Yeah, we're getting close to wedding time now.
We are. And Pam's getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
And, we didn't mention who Dwight hooked up with.
Dwight hooks up with Pam's cousin,
Isabel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the bridesmaids.
One of the bridesmaids. And we cut to the part where Pam is getting ready for the wedding. Pam's mother and father had recently split up.
Mm-hmm.
And Pam's mother's in there telling Pam, "You sure you want to go through with this? You don't have to go through with it." Get kind of
Which is terrible.
nagging at her. But she's just got divorced.
Yeah,
or going through divorce. And Pam's dad shows up with a really young, attractive blonde.
What did somebody say? Like, oh, is this your niece?
Yeah, is this your
Was
niece
it
or something?
Jim?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh, is this your niece?
But it's his new girlfriend,
Yeah,
who's
his new girlfriend.
really much younger than him. And good for him. Good for Mr. Beasley. Moving on.
But is it appropriate to bring your new girlfriend to your daughter's wedding?
I
think that's tacky.
Well, whatever. It's makes for great show content, right?
Yeah, still tacky.
Whatever. Sure, I guess. I don't have to worry about that. So
Anyway, moving
on.
So, yeah.
So
Isabel mentioned she wants to go.
She's gonna go
see Dwight.
I'm gonna go see if I can find Dwight.
Yeah.
And Matt's all excited, and Pam's like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Okay, yeah.
Wait, what? I'm like, huh? Dwight? What? And she kind of turns, and I guess when she turned, her
veil got caught
veil.
on a little piece of wood on the side of the door, and it tore.
Yeah. So I guess that's a bad thing. The bride's veil tears.
Well,
is it considered bad luck or something?
I don't think it's a bad omen or anything, but where it's ripped, it just doesn't look good.
Now,
she wanted to look good.
Does a bride have to have a veil?
Yeah.
So it's not like a required thing.
No, but it's part of her ensemble.
But if she took the whole thing off,
but
would anybody even know it was
sometimes the way
missing?
you do your hair is made so you can have that veil worked into it. So if she took it off, her hair might look not as well done because you have the veil covering it, I guess. One could argue.
But what I'm saying is, just from your recollection, best of your knowledge, could she have just taken the veil completely off of her outfit or dress?
She could have, probably.
Would anybody have known that there was no veil there? Is it
I don't
one
know.
of those
But
integral
if it was,
pieces of the costume that is required?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But if it was part
That's
of
what
what
I'm
she wanted, it's part of what she wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. It's what she wanted.
But
on
she
her
ripped
wedding
it,
day.
so she wasn't very careful.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's fair to say. But so she calls Jim. And so what does Jim do to make her feel better?
Well, he comes to see her, and that's considered bad luck. If you see your wife, the bride, before the actual wedding ceremony, right? You're not supposed to see the bride in her wedding dress. According to tradition.
You saw me in my wedding dress.
Yeah. Like if you're superstitious or super traditional or whatever. So he comes in and he sees her, and she's crying because her veil tore, and everybody's crazy. Why do we have all these people here? All the usual things are happening. The last minute jitters, I guess, are kicking in for Pam. And Jim picks up a pair of scissors. What are they, in a Sunday school classroom or something?
Well, they're at a church, so it's like a side room or something.
Yeah,
so he takes scissors.
He gets a pair of scissors and he clips his tie in.
But I don't think it was pre-wedding jitters. I think it's realizing that you just want to run away and go get married because everyone's freaking driving you nuts.
Everybody's driving you nuts.
It's not about you're nervous about getting married.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
It's about everyone else
fair.
around you.
That's fair.
Okay.
But, yeah, so he picks up the scissors and he cuts his tie in half. And
then they leave.
Yeah, we're even. And then it cuts to a scene of them just kind of running out of the church, out the back door. And so...
So then you cut to everyone waiting at the church.
Comes back from
wondering what's going on.
And everybody's like, where are they? Whatever, And it shows them. Does it show them yet? Or are they all...
Well, I think they're at the church and everyone's talking about, oh, well, what's going on? Where are they? And then it cuts to them getting on a boat.
That's
at
right.
Niagara
They're getting on a
Falls.
boat at Niagara Falls. Yeah. That's right. And they get married by the ship's captain.
Yes.
Right?
Because captains can...
That's a real thing, right?
Yeah, that was a real thing.
Okay. So, I guess they're married when they come back to the church.
Yes.
But nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Because then they go through the whole ceremony again for everybody that's there. Mm-hmm. but they went just for them two, for
But
themselves.
before they get back, what's going on? You have Michael, who starts talking to Pam's mom.
That's right.
He's asking if she has anything to eat because she's mom, and moms usually have stuff to eat in their purse.
Right.
Which is kind of true, I think.
Good rationale and logic by Michael, right?
Yeah.
And she did. She had something in her purse.
Yeah, apricot.
Apricot, made of real
Really?
grapes. Yes.
But he starts talking to Helene.
He starts talking to Helene, Pam's mom.
Yes, and Dwight's gift breaks loose.
What did he get them? Like a
He
turtle
got,
and...
it's I guess for turtle soup or something, it's like bibs with turtles on
Bibs
them.
with turtles
and
on
a
them.
mallet to smash the shell and a turtle.
Yeah. Dwight.
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
Oh, and he was talking about his idea for, he was when they were at the bar, we forgot to mention, he was talking about his idea for horse sliders. You only need a quarter of the horse. And they're like,
yeah.
How many horses do you have? Wasn't it 9 3/4?
9 3/4, yeah.
That was funny.
Yes.
But so Dwight's present gets away. We also forgot to mention that Michael's gift, because he didn't want to give cash because he pays them all the time, is a portrait he made of Jim and Pam. Now, he made another one with them naked, but he's leaving that one at home for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. So now Jim and Pam get married, unbeknownst to everybody that's waiting for them back to
They're
church.
waiting at the church, and Toby starts talking. He's kind of excited, I knew it wasn't going to work.
Because Toby secretly got a crush on Pam
Yes.
this entire time. And Pam thinks he's kind of cute, but...
She never really told
She
anyone.
never told anybody that, but it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
That's just kind of another little side story. And so Toby's getting all excited because he thinks, maybe it's all done for them.
And who walks in?
And who walks in? Pam and Jim.
Mm-hmm.
They're back. Now, keep in mind, when they're at Niagara Falls, when they're in the boat and they're getting married, they're in the falls. So
Yeah, they're
there's
getting
obviously
wet.
there's
There's
water
spray, they're getting wet.
from the falls and everything like that. So they're wet. You can see them wet. They're wearing the ponchos. They take them off for the actual exchanging of vows.
Their hair
is wet. You can see they're wet. And then they come back to the church and they're
dry.
Totally
And
dry.
Pam's hair looks great. So I want to know, how long were they gone for? Because you think after a certain period of time, people would stop waiting and they'd leave. And you only have the church for so long until you go to the reception. So after a certain period of time, you think the church would kick them out. And it was a morning wedding. So again, just how long were they gone for? Because let's say they left. Let's say the boat tour was across the street. So there's not a lot of travel time. They just walked across the street.
Yeah.
Jim said he had the tickets. So they get on the boat. Let's say they didn't even have to wait. It was leaving right away. They get on the boat. How long could that boat ride be? Even if it was half an hour. They come back. They still need to dry off, and she needs to do her hair. That would be another half hour to an hour perhaps. I'm thinking it couldn't be any less than an hour.
All right.
But I feel like it would probably realistically take way longer than that. So they were probably gone for at least 2 to 3 hours.
They were gone for a while.
They were.
They were gone for a while. Now again, this is the part where it's TV, so obviously none of it matters.
No.
But if you're actually thinking as deeply
When
as
you
Malik
have
is,
watched the show as much as we have, this is when these questions start popping up and you really want to know.
yes, the suspension of disbelief is now gone,
Yes.
and we are picking the hell
Yes.
apart this show.
Yes.
We're picking it so apart.
So they come back and they're ready to get married.
Yes, dry and ready to rock and roll. They're ready to get married in front of their family and friends because they're already officially married.
And then the music cues.
Yeah, what was it? One of the Jim's brothers.
Yeah, they
One
do
of Jim's
the
brothers
nod
did
and
nod and
yeah, they
they
play music.
kill
Yeah.
him. The organist stops playing the organ, and then they start playing. What's the song?
So I guess the song is "Forever" by Chris Brown, and apparently the song was used. It was a YouTube video where somebody getting married, the wedding party, did some kind of dance to this song. So they mimicked the dance. So obviously they were gone for a while because everyone choreographed the dance while they were gone.
Or this was planned well in advance.
Possibly, but I thought,
We don't know.
yeah. But so Pam's sister's like, I'm so sorry. I know the song was on a play, like do not play the song. And so they were aware of the video and they didn't want it. And yet those people did it anyway. They went against the wishes of the bride and the groom.
And Jim said that he got the tickets for the boat ride the day that song came out on YouTube or something, right? Wasn't it something like that? Like the day he saw that on YouTube, he got those tickets as a backup plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of, it's kind of neat how they tie everything together and they have it all kind of fit nice and neat.
So this song's playing and all I can get in my head is like the do 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 do, like that very like beginning of it. But so they're dancing.
Terrible song. Sorry.
And it's just funny because it's everyone from The Office is dancing. I think
the
Isabel
original
is in there.
The original video is the wedding party, right? Like I'm talking about the people that they stole this idea from.
I think so.
Not stole, but that they're copying this from. It's the wedding party.
I believe so.
Because I think I watched it once.
I found
and
it.
And
it's watched it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the wedding party. It's just like all the groomsmen and the bridesmaids are dancing. But in this, it's the cast of The Office.
Because we're watching The Office, so that's who we want to see.
Right, yeah, of course.
Now, I'm curious, did anyone else notice when Erin is dancing, at one point she turns around, she jumps, and her dress goes up and you see her underwear? I caught that, like, the last time
you were so excited when you saw that.
I was like, did we just see her underwear? Because I never noticed it before.
I'd never noticed it before.
Never.
Now that's all I'm going to be looking for every time that part comes out. Oh, here comes the part where you see her underwear.
Isn't it like hot pink underwear?
I don't remember.
But it was just funny because I was like, did I just see what I thought I saw? Yeah. But again, we've watched it so many times, you just start picking up other little things.
Yeah.
I found that interesting.
Yeah, it was good.
Everyone's going to go out and rewatch it now, just for that part.
Just to try to find the part where you see Erin's dress go up and you see her underwear.
Yeah.
Yay. Yahoo.
You see her pantyhose and her underwear.
Woo.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's why you should watch the show. Not because it's funny or entertaining.
That's not what I'm saying. I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but so they do this dance, and then so we also forgot to mention before the wedding, everyone's waiting around, and Isabel excitedly goes to Dwight, and he's talking to another woman, and he's like, "Oh, you, hello."
Oh,
so obviously,
hey Isabel, what do you want?
Yeah, she gets the picture of like what a jerk he. It's such
He's so awesome. I don't even care. It was so great because he even says, "I'm not going to call her." Or whatever.
Yeah,
he's telling Michael
some
like
bumpkin from Carbondale
who
cleans teeth.
Yeah. She makes love like one. I mean, he's Dwight. He's awesome. Like I love the character of Dwight. He's so great, and it's just so perfect.
Have you ever had somebody do that to you though?
No.
Like you've hooked up with somebody.
And had someone do that to me?
And then,
no. Have I ever done that to someone? Yes.
Yes.
That's why I thought this was awesome.
I don't even know the story, but like, I remember, even if I liked somebody and then they're talking to another girl and they turn around and treat you like that feels horrible.
Okay.
And the grin on your face. You're so proud of yourself.
I just thought it was funny. It was just...
It's funny, but just...
It was funny.
Having been in that position before where, like, a guy just acts like he doesn't even know you because he's talking to somebody else, that sucks. It says a lot about that person's character. It is what it is, but, yeah, it says a lot about your character when you do stuff like that.
Come on now. It was a long time ago. Jeez. Dwight's awesome. That's all I'm going to say.
Anyway, so now this song is going on, and they're dancing, and you see Isabel and Dwight, and he turns around, kicks his leg up, and just kicks her right in the face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so it's great. And then he's trying to help her. And he's like grabbing her, just walking her.
Yeah, it was
so awkward.
Just funny stuff. All around funny stuff.
It was great.
And then the episode itself ends... The very last thing you see is Michael going into a room with
Helene,
Pam's mom.
Is that the last thing you see, or is the last thing you see?
That's the last thing you see before the credits come.
Oh, because before that, though, we have Kevin.
Kevin.
His dogs are barking.
Dogs are barking. He's walking into the ice box, like
the vending area.
So there's the
ice
ice box and the vending machines and stuff, and he's talking about how he got, what did he get, 6 numbers? One more, and it had a whole phone number. And my tissue boxes were a great conversation piece. But boy, my dog's barking.
And he puts his feet
into the ice box.
Yeah. And I just remember thinking, like, I know most vending machines now that have ice, you put your bucket against it pours down. Yeah. But I remember years ago, like even back in the 90s, like you'd go stay at a motel, that's what it was. You had this big cooler, you'd flip the top open, you'd use the scoop, and you'd scoop your ice.
Yep.
And because I remember I used to go, like, my boyfriend at the time had a band, and we'd travel and tour around, and we'd stay at motels. And so we usually go to, like, Motel 6 or Motel 8. But that's what they would have. And I just, after watching that, I was like, oh my God, I wonder how many people did that. Like, or, like, use their dirty hands to collect ice, things like that.
Not very sanitary.
No.
But especially now, remember, his feet are so stinky and gross.
They had to burn his shoes.
They had to burn his shoes, and now he's been walking around in tissue boxes.
Dancing. His feet are sweaty.
His feet are sweaty. His feet are now being stuck into an ice box.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross. It's just nasty. But hey, it's TV. It's fun.
It is.
It's entertaining.
Yes, and it gives you something to think about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the last shot is Michael going into the hotel room with Pam's mom and me.
Oh.
And yes, and that leads to more fun and hilarity in later episodes.
Yes.
But that's how this 2-parter closes.
It was such... I'm not going to say it's one of my favorites, but I loved the Niagara.
Oh, yeah, it was
part
great.
Part 2.
It's just a whole lot of fun. And again, like we said earlier, if you have not watched The Office, start. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's great. We mention it and we reference it all the time, and we're probably going to continue to do so because it is that funny.
And we'll probably bring out maybe as bonus episodes talking about some of our favorite episodes.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe some of our not so favorite and why.
Yeah, we'll revisit The Office again.
Yeah. So share with us, what episodes would you like us to talk about? Are they your favorite?
Yeah.
Do you hate them? And if you hate them, why? Or why do you love these episodes? Let us know and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up on our Twitter account.
Homewrecker Pod.
Instagram.
Homewrecker Podcast.
And we have a website with a forum that you should join at.
We do. It's homewreckerpodcast.com.
That's what it is. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button at YouTube. YouTunes?
What?
YouTunes.
What?
What?
iTunes, baby. iTunes.
Man, wow. Hit the subscribe button on iTunes or wherever it is you listen to your podcast so that every time we release an episode, it comes right to your device.
Easy peasy.
And YouTube,
yeah.
Hit the subscribe and like our video as well. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts, because that also helps other people discover the Homewrecker Podcast, and we appreciate your support. We really need your help to grow the audience.
Yeah,
so
and
tell your friends.
Tell your friends and buy a t-shirt or a tank top.
Yeah.
And if there's an article of clothing you want our logo or family dinner picture on, let us know. We had somebody ask if we had a certain kind of shirt. We didn't, so I put it up there. So trying to make things more available for people.
There you go.
So if you want long sleeves, hoodies, something, you want something that's not there, let us know.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
We're going to make the merch happen.
Yes.
So, until next time, watch The Office.
Absolutely.
Just do it. If you haven't already.
I don't know what you're waiting for.
But until next time, I am the Golden Greek Alex Arion, and I've been joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, the Pam to my Jim trophy wife, Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.